Hello, welcome to FM Corner. I'm your host, Danny Koontz, Director of Relationship Management for Windy City. Today we're going to talk about the difference in being a leader and being a boss. In the workplace, we all have a person we report to, usually referred to as my boss. It's usually what most people refer it to. Occasionally they're referred to as that's our leader, but most of the time it's slang and it's that's my boss. So what's the difference between those two? Because there's a significant one between a boss and a leader. A boss is a person typically who carries a title. They may or they may not have the respect of the team. They may or may not have the respect of you individually, but they're your boss. They're the person you report to, the person you answer to. So they're going to give you direction. They're going to give you things they need done and your responsibility, and your role is to go do those. That's why we have those. But you're doing it because it's part of your job, because that's your boss. And when people tend to talk negatively about the people they work for, they always use the term, well, it's my boss. So if you think you're one of those folks that I'm their boss, but you don't hear that leader term, maybe do some reevaluation of you. What you want to be is their leader. Because a leader are all those things that a boss is not. People are doing the work or doing the requirements that the boss is giving them because that's how they get paid, it's how they do their job. When you work for a leader, you're working for somebody that's earned your respect, and they've earned the respect of your team. That's a big cry difference. You will typically go above and beyond for the leader. You're going to do that because you believe in what they stand for. Many times they stand for the same thing you do. That's always positive. That's what you want. They're typically going to work side by side. They're going to help you. They're not going to ask you to do things they wouldn't do. Maybe they've done the same job that you're doing now, so they know where you come from. They can relate to what's going on. A leader sets examples with what he or she does every day. And a really good leader knows that whole team is watching. They're watching the leader to see what they do. How do they react when a certain situation happens? Are they calm under pressure? When things are really going sideways, are they screaming and ranting? Or are they probably the calmest person in the room because they're working on the issue? No dramatics. They're just working. They share your goals. They are trying to make you better. And their criticism is typically trying to be constructive. Here's what you need to do to get to where you want to go. And that's the best kind of conversation you can have. It's positive, but it's criticism because you need to be better. Most of the time, you probably already know that. You know you got to be better at a certain thing. That's what a leader does. A boss just says, fix it. A leader says, here's where you need to get. Let me help you with ways that can help you get there. Or this is how I got there. Maybe you could use some of those same things that I'll share with you and give you that opportunity to get there. But a leader leads. A leader makes you want to come into work every day because you're excited about what's new and what's going to help. And the leader's always going to be at the front of the line because they're the one pushing all that. However, that leader understands the value of his or her team and speaks to it all the time. And he gives credit where credit is due. The team's not about him or her. It's about the team and what they do. Difference in a leader and a boss, many times the boss takes all the kudos, the team gets the blame. That's not a leader, that's a boss. So, you don't want to be a good boss. You want to be a great leader. No question. There's a huge difference. You want to be a great leader that people depend on and people trust. And know that you are going to help them grow in their career. That's what being a great leader is about. That's our episode for today. Thank you very much for listening. Look forward to seeing you next week.